Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very special Grumpy Old Men. Because today it's not just grumpy old men, it's grumpy old men's. Because we not only have Steve Rosse with an E.
Hi.
But at the end there, right down the end, we've got Chris Davies. Welcome, Chris.
Yeah.
Round of applause from the audience.
Do I clap? No.
No, you don't clap yourself.
It's showbiz, man.
Steve does that enough as it is.
That's true.
So, Steve, you might like to introduce Chris from the point of view of his YouTube channel, and we'll get into what Chris is doing over the next few days. And I want to ask up front, where's my fucking shirt?
Yeah. So we can swear.
Whoa!
I didn't realize you would want to wear another YouTuber's t-shirt.
A freebie is a freebie, Chris. Okay.
Oh yeah, and we don't mind promoting other YouTubers.
And you're letting me stay at your place as well. And
yeah,
it's in the post.
You can mail it.
It's in the post. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
I invited Chris because I like his channel very much. Chris has a YouTube channel called Walker
with a
number 4 where the E should be.
What's with you guys and your extra E's? But yes.
Oh, no, he took out an E and he stuck it on the end of my name.
That's right.
I like his, I don't think anybody works harder than Chris to make a video in Thailand, bar none. And I'll stack his videos up against anybody else in terms of work and wit and effort
except
and
for perhaps
style
mine.
And
maybe
the
mine.
editing. I am just blown away by all his videos, and he is starting a project tomorrow. I'll go ahead and introduce it. You can explain it later.
Well, we'll talk about that later, yeah.
Well, no, I thought he was going to. I invited him because he's starting in Phuket, and he's going to ride a bicycle to Bangkok, and he's going to come through Thai Muang. So I said, well, you come through Thai Muang, stop here. And we'll have you on the show, and we'll have a meal, and that's what we did.
Sure.
And it's been a very pleasant visit so far, and I'm very glad I invited him.
Yeah. So the videos are different because they're sort of they're elements of fantasy and a bit of science fiction.
Yeah.
And I've sort of binged watched the whole channel.
Wow.
And I'm still getting over it.
He's never watched my whole channel.
Well, I watched 5 minutes. That was enough, really.
Yeah, right? See? This is my best friend, you guys. This.
So why, firstly, I've got a few questions about your channel. Sure. Why walk for R? Why that? And what's the gist of your channel from your point of view?
Well, you kind of need to have a unique name, because the only keyword that you should care about for your channel is the name of your channel. So if I just called it Walker, then there's obviously thousands of channels called it. So with a 4, with a 3 initially, you can instantly type that in and it will go straight to the channel on the first video straight away. So that's number 1. It's like nice and interesting branding. I initially was going to call it Wheel Walker, because I have a pretty bad bone condition, which is going to make me go into a wheelchair eventually. So I was going to, after a while, change my channel to be called Wheel Chair. But then I just haven't bothered with it. So yeah, so the gist of my channel is I'm just making content for myself that I can watch back in 20 years and be like, that's the moments when I could walk.
Can we ask the condition that is going to put you in a chair eventually?
Sure. I have something called ankylosing spondylitis, or AS. It's kind of like the statue disease. And when I was 25, the doctors told me that I'll never be able to play football ever again or walk. I need to have my shoulders, my hips, my every joint will essentially inflames and then grows over. So as you get older, you kind of come out like a statue. And so,
can they do it? Is there some sort of medical research going on that might be able to alleviate that at some stage?
You can't fix it, but I'm taking. I take 1 injection every month, which is 14,000 baht for 4 seconds of just ramming it into my stomach, and it gets rid of all my pain. But my condition is still there. Yeah, I just throw it in my stomach. It takes 4 seconds. The thing is, it's 14,000 baht, right? So after 4 seconds, it kind of clicks, and then it squirts a little bit out, and I kind of start licking the table because I'm like,
that's right.
That's so much. That's the most expensive liquid in Thailand.
14,000 baht. Is it cheaper back home?
I was going to ask that.
It's the same price. I've looked up in multiple countries, but I only started taking this last year, because a year ago, every single night I wake up 3 o'clock in the morning screaming loud, and my wife has had to put up with me for at least a year of just every night just almost crying in terms of how much pain that I'm in. And this injections, I feel great. I feel 100%.
Well, that's
good.
great. At least,
Yeah.
Will it slow down the the progress of the disease?
As far as I can tell, it just hides the pain. The last time I went for an MRI, they said both my hips are 3 out of 3. I don't know what that means, but like eventually, at any point, one of my hips or both will just break, and I'll need to go and get it replaced. And then my knees.
3 out of 3 could mean 10 out of 10.
I think there's 3 levels of how bad your hips can be,
Okay.
and mine are both on 3.
So
I
you're
don't know why
about
they
to
call it.
embark on a cycling event, which we're going to talk about later.
Yeah.
We'll ask how that sort of impacts.
This puts a whole new spin on your channel, and I want to point out to the audience, my job here is to tell the jokes. I got nothing for this, but it puts a whole new spin because you're kind of in that Bo Miles wheelhouse of setting yourself big, wacky challenges.
Yeah, he's my hero.
You jump out of airplanes. You ride the very fast boats on the Klongs. Other motorcycle sidecar, doing stunts with a sidecar motorcycle. You challenge yourself. And I thought, well, this was just a big Gomer who likes to mess around. But no, you're like cramming in everything you can, every experience you can before you statue out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I've in my life I've met 2 people that have this really weird thing called spontaneous heart stoppage. 2 of my best friends just died, dropped dead, and we're just out for a coffee with one of them. Another one died in his sleep, and he was perfectly healthy. One was a UFC, trying to train for the UFC. So I'm fully aware that life is short, and it's not about even doing stuff tomorrow. It's like doing it now.
So what is your life expectancy with this condition? Is it
It's the
lowered
same
dramatically?
No, it doesn't change. It's still whatever I do.
You're just going to get stiffer as you get
I'm
older.
just going to be in a wheelchair. But like at 25, they told me to never play football again. And ever until about 6 months ago, I've been playing 2 or 3 times a week. Sometimes 3 times in a day.
When you say football,
Good for you.
what do you refer to?
You would probably call it soccer. No, you're not American. You'd be all right. You would know football,
no,
right?
soccer.
You wouldn't know what it is.
Oh, soccer.
Tottenham.
Okay.
Yeah. I support
In
Tottenham.
Australia, we have Australian rules football,
Yeah.
which is proper football.
That's badass. I really
So
like
I
that.
thought I'd just check on that.
Yeah.
Other people call rugby football, which
Rugby.
really
So in your football, you can't use your hands. Has there ever been a well-known football player who, say, was born with no arms? I mean,
like
could you-
Riverdance.
Well, yeah. I mean, it seems like that would be a natural for a kid, a thalidomide baby, or somebody who was born without arms, or an industrial accident.
It's still about how you fall down and how you can convince the umpire that you're actually
Is that
hurting.
it?
That's-
Fake an
Well,
injury. Fake
yeah,
an
that-
injury.
that's-
It's
more about
balance,
that.
isn't it? You need your balance to run properly. Hence
Oh,
why.
so your arms need to balance.
Well, if not, an Olympic sprinter would have no arms because it's more aerodynamic.
Oh, I guess so.
So you use your
Yeah.
arms to sort of flail in front
Yeah,
of somebody
you
else.
Use your arms to propel yourself
Cats,
forward.
cats with no tails don't jump up on things like cats with
That's
tails.
true, yeah,
do.
that's balance.
The tail is there for balance.
By the way,
Ah.
you sent me a message yesterday saying, I'm concerned doing this interview with 3 people that somebody's going to be caught in the middle, being like it's a tennis match. But that's you.
Yeah, I am.
Yes.
You're both out of
It
bounds.
was going to be me.
Foul.
So I was going to say something like, send in your messages, but we're not doing live. That's something we can do in the future. Chris, you're not so grumpy and you're not so old. Well, not yet. But we'll allow you into the club for today.
Just
And
today.
I appreciate you guys letting me come on here. It's the first time as a guest, I believe, right? So
First time
the
we've had a
first
guest.
guest, yeah.
Yes.
well, hopefully I'm the first of many.
We haven't done the show at all in a month.
Well, I suppose I should say that Steve's basically been the guest every day.
Yeah, that's true. It's his channel. I'm an
Yes.
invited guest.
Yes.
Yeah.
And don't you forget it.
I want to let the audience know. A lot of people. I went on hiatus for 2 months because my mother's here, and I didn't want to vlog that experience in real time. And somebody wrote in and said, "Why? Why can't you just say what you want to say and not say the stuff you'd be embarrassed of?" Because I don't have that filter. Right? I don't not say anything.
Because Mum watches the videos.
Well, Mom watches the videos, so do other people who are important to me. But we took her up to Khao Lak. She's in a wheelchair, and there's an accessible resort in Khao Lak. So we went up there for a week, and our second day there, she went face down by the pool and cut open her head and got 6 stitches.
Yeah.
And I would have said that if I was vlogging at that week, about 3 weeks ago, I would have said stuff about that hotel that I would have either gotten in trouble for or regretted saying when I calmed down. So just for those people out there who are wondering why, Steve, so your mom visits, why do you have to take a 2-month vacation? That's why. But if Tim invites me, I will be very happy to come back in September and we can start doing this again.
Depends how much you pay me.
I got nothing. I got no money.
Well, we don't have
nothing.
Nothing to talk about then.
I could clean this place a little bit.
Well, we can
throw
come to
that
an
out
arrangement.
I could see stuff to do.
Yeah, I can see stuff to do too. A bit crazy. So, YouTube as a sort of a distraction or a thing that you do, what are you trying to get out of YouTube?
I think that's for you.
Nothing. I'm trying to create. You watch a lot of YouTubers. There's a lot of travel vlogs, which is basically, hey, look at me. I walked to the end of a street, ate some food, and walked home, and it bores the living death out of me. So I just kind of like to do things a bit differently.
Aren't that?
All I want to do is
differently. I mean, you've taken a completely sort of obtuse approach to narrative. It's it's semi-cinematic. It's you sort of have to really work on following the narrative if there is one. And I mean, there's nothing like it on YouTube.
Not in Thailand, certainly. I would call it completely cinematic.
Yeah.
I would just the polish on it, the professionalism of it,
A bit like my channel.
and the amount to you are very pro at what you do. I'm
just a one-trick pony, though.
I'm the stumbling newbie in this crowd. But certainly in Thailand, and we do suffer in our genre right now from that same what's it called? Empire 21? What's the mall?
Terminal 21.
Terminal 21. How many times have we got to see the food court in Terminal 21? Yeah. How many times does someone have to tell me what their favorite sandwich is at 7-Eleven? How many times we got to walk up Doi Su Tep or go to the Emerald Buddha? I mean, it's just or walk down Walking Street Soi Bangla I mean, come on. And you, just break out of the box 100%. And it's wonderful to watch, I think. I love this guy's channel.
Well, I was learning video editing for the last year, so it just gives me something each video. I just try and learn a new skill. But it takes me between 60 to 70 hours of just purely editing each one, plus let alone the walk, like from walking from Bangkok to Pattaya was 3 days, to Hua Hin was 3.5 days. But all of mine is it's just for people to watch and enjoy. I don't want anything. I don't want donations. People donate. I give 100% to different charities. I've done one with the man that rescues dogs. That got like volunteers and it got donations. I had a video about cats. It had 200 views and it was already on. I've made about £250 of donations, all to give to Paws, the cat charity, or for me to buy cat food. So I'm just, and obviously I carried the teddy bear from Kanchanaburi back to Bangkok, which was 5 days of pure hell. But that, again, it all helped to raise awareness of charities. And when my channel got monetized, the first thing I did was turn it off, because I don't want people to watch ads. If you see an ad, nothing to do with me, just want you to enjoy. And if people do to watch it, they can look forward to just once a week, zone out of just something completely different and get
fun
involved,
and funny. How often do you see wit? Just humor, a sense of humor in our genre, in the old white guy, well, you're not old, but the white guy in Thailand genre. How often does somebody make a joke and it lands? They actually land the joke. This guy does that.
Dry British humor. I don't know if it lands properly.
No, it's more Monty Python-esque. It's very wet.
So I would ask this to everybody that I speak to or even meet. What brought you to Thailand?
Yeah, big plane.
Okay,
wah,
good.
Wah. Thanks for watching, folks. We won't be back.
No, so my mum passed away and I kind of lost all my grandparents. So then I thought I'd just go traveling, and I just went all around the world. And I was in I think I was in Nashville, because I wanted to see the Johnny Cash Museum. And I met this guy online, and he was like, "Hey, do you want to cycle across Thailand with me?" So I flew here, and we bought a bike, and I've already cycled from Bangkok to Laos with this complete stranger. And that took 10 days. So I knew it was the best experience. I've been here for 6 years, and it was the best experience of my life. Just to get out of every day, the wheel broke, and every day some local person would come and help us out. And every day I was thinking, they're going to try and scam me, or no one asked for anything. They just wanted to help me.
Why Thailand?
Just where that guy was. And so I just come to meet him. He's a good friend. I've known him for 5-6 years now.
Why did you decide to stay?
Yeah, just Just the quality of life. It's just so much better than most other countries that I've been to. It's so relaxing. Take a can of beer, sit by the pool. Other than you're paying the rent, it's effectively free or $1, and I can spend a couple of hours there just doing nothing. In the UK, it's kind of like, do you want to go to a restaurant or do you want to go to the cinema? You have to pay for all of these things. Whereas here, I'm happy you can go outside right where you live now, sit on a beach, zone out for 2 or 3 hours and be like, this is a higher quality of living, and I didn't have to even pay for it.
And your wife enjoys it because your wife is not Thai.
Yeah,
both of you are here on some kind of visitor
I like
visa.
to be a bit different, you know. So
you do,
obviously come to Thailand to marry a Chinese woman.
And she's happy in Bangkok. Is it you guys looking at staying for 10 years, 20 years, having children there?
She's already been here for a number of years as well, and she's worked in her company for now maybe 8 years, so she's looking for a change. But at the moment, we're planning to stay here for at least another 3 or 4 years, and then we'll make a decision about go to China, which everyone's advised me not to, but I've been there a few times and it was brilliant. Or look for somewhere else. But Thailand at the moment, my secret dream is to get like a villa in Hua Hin. I'm saying it wrong. How do you say that?
Hua Hin.
Yeah, that. I'm gonna get a villa there, and because they're putting the bullet train in, which I'm gonna walk the train track before it's made, because I think it's easy to follow the train track.
This guy?
The bullet train?
They're putting a bullet train right from Bangkok to
Hua Hin.
Yeah.
No. What?
Yeah, it's been going on for years. It's supposed to finish 2 years ago, but it still hasn't.
No.
Not finished. I mean, the station's there.
It's going from Bangkok up to the Laos border. Vientiane.
It must pass through.
No. It goes through Nakhon Ratchasima.
Why is there a new train station down there then?
The normal train.
Oh, okay. Well,
it goes south.
Either way, there's going to be they're making a better train station. And when I just looked at the villas there, they have a Radisson popping up. They have all these hotels.
It's only a 3-hour drive anyway.
See, this is one of the great things about his channel. He gets a weird idea, and without reading a book, without Googling it, he just buys a bicycle and puts on a pair of tennis shoes and goes.
Well, I want to see if I can walk there just following the train track. And if I get lost, I can put the drone up and see where the train track is. So then I can always orient myself back.
The old train station in Hua Hin was actually really nice. It was a lovely old traditional Thai.
Built for the royal family.
Yeah,
that was
the train station.
Hua Hin was their summer home.
I think it still is.
They've got a home there.
There is
huge,
like a
palace.
I don't know.
A cousin or something lives there, because I know you can't. We were walking down the beach because we wanted to walk all along the beach, and this guard came out with a gun, and they're like, you have to come around, back onto the road, all around in a big rectangle of the place, and then back onto all it was just sand. We had no idea that this part of the sand behind their house, behind the wall.
You should have put your hands on your hips and said, all beaches in Thailand are public.
No.
Yeah.
All beaches in Thailand are Thi Luang, the royal property.
Yeah.
All beaches. This beach belongs to the crown.
Well, the guy had a gun, so I just
whatever.
If he has a gun, that's
that is the only place in Thailand where throwing people off the beach is legal, because they're the owners of the beach.
No, but it was funny because we walked around, it took maybe another 30-40 minutes, and then we got back on the beach and we could still see them just at the other corner. I was like, there you go. Now we are fully aware of this place, whereas in 10 seconds we would have walked past it and had no idea that you even existed. So
So we sort of change tack slightly because Steve and I, we're both Steve's in his 60s, I'm sort of still in my late 40s. You're obviously a little bit younger. Can you declare your age publicly?
I'm 40.
Okay, 40. So the question from Steve and I would be something along the lines of, what brings younger people to Thailand as distinct from what brings older people like our age to Thailand? I mean, we'd say things like great food, lifestyle.
Escaping the plague in London. We're that old.
Yeah.
I think it's more likely, how is the experience different for a man your age than it is our age?
Yeah.
And the example might be, I picked my barber because he's the guy who'll trim the hair in my nostrils. That's probably not a problem for you yet, though you're not many years away from it.
I'm getting some gray hair in my beard, which I started noticing yesterday.
Okay, there's that.
I'm pretty much considering jumping off my balcony now because I'm just too old. Like
you poor thing.
From ginger hair to grey hair. It's a
write a
nightmare.
will that leaves me all of your video equipment, because you've got a shit ton of really good equipment. Yeah. Or I have a favorite pharmacy because it sells my brand of heart medication. This is probably not a concern for someone your age.
Yeah, but you would have found those things once you got here. You didn't come to Thailand
I'm not
because
saying,
there was a barber that contributed.
no, that's why I'm saying my question was not his question.
Oh, okay.
My question is how is it different to be a young man? Say you're 20, and there's plenty of YouTubers in their 20s out there YouTubing, and it's all about the bars and the girls and making a living. They're really, really focused on making a living. Guys our age are really, really focused on a retirement.
Making a living.
Well, you are. A retirement visa and health insurance. I don't hear the 20-year-old vloggers talking about health insurance at all.
Yeah,
So-
I haven't had insurance for a while.
Yeah, okay.
or ever. I mean, I don't know. Just figure it out when I need it. Right?
And you're 40 and you've been married how many years?
2 years. 2 years.
Two years.
We've been together for 4 or 5 years now.
Okay.
She's going to shout at me, but it's one of those
I'll
two
ask
numbers.
a question. Because it's a question that neither of us will ever have to face again.
Yeah.
Are you planning on children?
We've adopted 2 little cats, and that's enough for now. But we're thinking, like, if we don't have children within the next few years, I want to be financially stable. And obviously, I'm a tourist, so I don't make any money here. So we might adopt. I kind of feel like it would be really cool to adopt a child.
And you're thinking about raising a child here in Thailand?
Yeah, or once
Cool.
I can look after myself, and it's taken 40 years, and I still don't really know. Like you say, I've turned up on a 9-day cycle with 1 pair of socks.
Yeah.
So once I've figured out how to look after myself, and I can provide for my wife first of all, and then my cats, then yeah, I would love to do
So
something.
the kids
really
come
nice.
after the cats. Okay. All right.
You got to
You
try
can
one,
understand that.
one and then the other.
I'm sort of thinking that the younger people coming to Thailand these days are probably coming for much the same reason that we were coming here in our 30s and 40s.
Yeah.
A lot of those allures are still there. Pattaya, of course, was there 30 or 40 years ago. The amazing beaches were there 30 or 40 years ago. The bars and the sort of the Mai Pen Rai attitude. So a lot of things haven't really changed.
In fact, if you want to know what it was like 30 years ago, buy my books. They're available on Amazon. Thank you. Proceed.
But of course, these days, a lot of those things that we sort of came to Thailand and enjoyed are amplified because of social media, and there's 1,000 photos every day amplifying the best and the worst of Thailand. So I'm not sure if there's a lot of difference of the things that people are looking at. I mean, Thailand was and it still is a great place to visit.
Yeah, I'd 100% agree. And also, like, the rest of the world has its problems, right? Every place has its good and bad, but it just seems like there's more and more bad in the places that maybe we've all come from.
Or is that just because we get older and a bit gnarlier?
No, the world is changing every day. It's more inclusive, and and some parts of that is really good, and other parts is forced. But the quality of life for me is I can wake up, I can chill by the pool, I can play with my cats, I can make a YouTube video, and obviously a pound goes a lot further here than it would in England. So
I think that the rate of exchange is probably a benefit for everybody of any age or any gender,
of course,
any nationality.
but that doesn't mean you would
And
just
it's
go.
always been though. So again,
Yes,
when
yes.
we were younger, it was cheaper to come to Thailand and spend your money here.
Yeah.
So that rate of exchange is still just another reason
Yeah.
why people come here.
Yeah.
Oh, Thailand's getting more expensive, but I mean it's getting more expensive everywhere. But comparatively, I still think Thailand is a cheaper place to live
yeah.
and visit than
I could
other
not
places.
live. If I was in the United States, I'd be sleeping on my mother's sofa. I could not live on my Social Security in the United States at all.
Well, let's just flesh that out. What would be, don't flesh that out, just what...
It's a little tight, Chris. I love the shirt, and thank you, but it's.
I thought you were
I'm just-
shorter than you were, so a 2XL would fit. I'm a 5XL man myself.
Ooh,
But it comes from China, so it's
must
effectively
be
large.
tough to find things to wear in Thailand.
Yeah, well, they're
5XL?
made from China, and it's
Oh yeah.
every time I've just bought loads of UV jackets, and each one is 5XL, and even my wife can barely fit into it. So
We're
Sorry
having
about the...
technical
We've got a
difficulties.
flickering light.
yeah,
But it's only that light. My light's okay, so it doesn't
Don't
matter.
panic, folks.
Yes.
He's still in good light.
So if you were in the US, I mean,
Yeah.
would you have to live? Would you be able to live independently?
Not on my Social Security. I'd have to still be working. I never could have retired. I'd have to still be working.
So you couldn't live on your Social Security?
Oh, God, no.
You couldn't retire?
$1,500 US a month. I was my last job was in El Paso, Texas, on an army base, and the base is surrounded by little ticky-tacky one-bedroom apartments for the soldiers. And the very cheapest, dingiest, windowless one-bedroom apartment in El Paso, Texas is $750 a month. That would be half of my income every month. And I would have to pay another $500 a month for Medicaid, Medicare, because I'm on a whole bunch of heart medications. And so that's $750 and $500 out of $1,500. What's that leave me for gas and entertainment and food and that sort of, and internet and phone and all that sort of thing?
Now you got a front row to the beach.
I live on the damn beach. I live on the damn beach. And these last 2 years, I've lost 20 pounds. My blood pressure's gone down. I'm happier than I've been ever in my life these past 2 years. And I've saved $8,000 in 2 years. I have never in my life saved $8,000 in the bank. Without trying over the last 2 years, I have saved $8,000 simply because I don't spend money on anything. I spend 70 baht for a meal. That's it. Except now you've got my mother addicted to Aquella. Thank you very much. And now we're eating at Aquella, and it's a lot more than 70 baht. But it's really, really good food. Do you know the people at Aquella, in the middle of a golf tournament, arranged a van? You do know this. Arranged a van to bring my mother home.
Well, you're sort of trolling me by saying this because you sent a message to me saying, would you come and pick us up?
Yeah.
I got the message an hour late.
Yeah. But
because I was on my deathbed.
But at any rate, yeah, this kind of stuff, eating at a golf resort, I would not be available to me in the United States. And even to just have a basic life, a roof over my head, groceries in the refrigerator, and pay my electric bill, I would have to have continued working. And I could do my job. My job was sitting at a keyboard like this. I could do that until I keel over. But who wants to do that? I want a retirement. Right? Everybody wants a retirement.
Well,
and here, because of that rate of exchange, and because doing nothing is so pleasant here, like you say, sitting by the pool with a can of beer, and that's enough.
And it's
playing with the cat, that's enough. And for me, riding my bicycle is 10 kilometers and back in the morning. Man, that's enough. And
well,
rate of exchange.
Something I spoke about a few weeks ago. This is probably more attuned to our vintage rather than yours, Chris. But
speak up.
A lot of people, they do tend to sort of always be talking about, oh, I'm aiming to do this or I'm planning to do that and my goal is to reach this, and they're always sort of searching for, climbing up the next hill to see the better view beyond. But I sort of said that at some stage you've got to just stand there and go, well, I'm sort of here. I've arrived.
Yeah.
I'm happy. And being able to recognize when that moment is, I think is pretty special. I've sort of reached that point. I think Steve has.
And that's Buddhism in a nutshell, isn't it? Sit still. Be quiet. And you'll be happy.
I wish you'd do that. So, Chris, in the UK, with a retirement and a quality of life, is that something that people can look forward to still in the UK?
I'm currently always researching if I can still pay my, I guess it's yearly social thing. So when I get to retirement age, I can get a pension. Mm-hmm. And I've worked out that because I missed a few years, I'll start getting my pension when I'm 71. And then to then have made any sort of profit on that, I'd have to live to 73. So if I pay up whatever the contributions that I should make, which means that I can now retire and enjoy my life at the age of 73, which is obviously still fine, still relatively young, but I'm 40 and I'm doing it now. So I'd rather have a 30-year gap.
You've got a special condition. By the time you're 73,
I'm screwed. I'm completely screwed.
Yeah, I'd rather have enjoying much.
I'd rather have a shit car now than a Ferrari and I'm not going to have a Ferrari on a UK state pension. I think when I was 15, I got my first job, and my mum was always, I think correctly telling me, you get a job and you stick with it. When you go and apply for a new job, they always look and say, do you have any gaps in your resume? There's a 2-month gap there. That's bad.
They do.
What did you do?
Yes.
Explain everything, because we might not give you the job because you took 2 months off.
Yes.
And I think that's the wrong way to go about it. That person in those 2 months probably had the best life and they've got more experience.
Learned lots of shit. Yeah.
And can appreciate working now for the rest of the year. So I worked until I was 30. And I managed to, with no degree, or I'm pretty dumb, but I managed to get to become an IT help desk manager in Holland, and I was loving life. And but yeah, things happened with my family, so I decided to sell everything. I put everything in a backpack, and I've been traveling the world for 10 years, and just making money where, as and when it's needed.
I can tell you that you come back to America after 7 years in Thailand. You're a 40-year-old man, and you come back to Iowa City, Iowa, and say, I've been out of the country in Thailand for 7 years, and that's the end of the interview.
Yeah.
They don't want to know from you. That's it. You're a white man who spent 7 years in Thailand. Yeah, no, we know what you're about, dude. We don't want to hire you. So it's very, very true.
Do you think that's still prevalent? If you say to anybody anywhere in the world, oh, I've either been living in Thailand or I've just been for a holiday in Thailand, they look and go, yeah, we know what you've been doing. Do you think that's still what people think?
I don't know. My experience was 25 years ago. I came back to America at 40 with 2 kids and nothing on my resume except a 20-year-old BA in theater, and came back to Iowa City and went to a ton of job interviews. And when everybody got to that point in the resume or the interview, they rolled their eyes, they looked at their watch, and they closed the folder and said, well, thank you for coming in, Mr. Rosse. We'll call you if we need you.
Yeah.
That's how it was 25 years ago in Iowa. I don't know now. I haven't applied for a job recently.
If you got a map out, do you think any of those people would have been able to have pointed to where Thailand is?
No, a lot of people thought I'd say Taiwan. What took you to Taiwan, Steve? It's there on the resume in front of you, Thailand. What took you to Taiwan? Oh, do you speak Taiwanese? Yeah, well, no, nobody knows. But there is that reputation of Thailand. You lived in Thailand. Oh.
What about your friends in the UK, Chris? Do they think that you're sort of spending every night in Pattaya chatting up young girls, swinging your legs under a bar stool?
And can I go with you?
I don't know if they think that, but what I think back about them is, they have a job, they work hard. My brothers, I've got 3 brothers, they all work hard, they have families, and that's where they've set that level of content. They want to settle down at this age, and that's the right woman for me at the age of 25. And I think I met the right woman when I was a lot older, so I'd had a lot more experience, and now she is the right woman, but I've got no sort of inhibitions to do anything else because I've had a pretty good innings. So I think my friends look at me, hey, I'm out there traveling the world, doing what I want, and I'm happy for them because they're doing what they want. But I just kind of feel like they've been told that you got to work 9 to 5 every day, never take a day off. You get 2 weeks holiday, got to go to Spain and back where you'd meet other English people in the same places. Whereas I was, I just carried a teddy bear 250 kilometers on my shoulders.
And he met no other Englishman carrying teddy bears.
Yeah.
But we were told when we were young that you go and get a job and you find a nice girl and you settle down and you get married in the church and these are the right values and the wrong values, and you'll get old and retire at 60 and
that is the goal. You will retire at 65 and then you can enjoy your life.
Yeah. Is that changed, or are young people thinking these days, no, there's a bit more life to that because they're seeing their friends' Instagram posts, they're being able to see what happens around the world rather than just what happens next door?
And the word entrepreneur has cachet at the moment.
And YouTuber.
And digital nomad.
Yeah.
With the launch of social media now, everybody can, even OnlyFans, people can just sit at home and make a lot more money than we could make in a whole career and just by taking their top off. And fair play to them. If it works, then do it. But
oh, God, no.
If you can get to the age of 60 to enjoy a good quality of life, you have to define what that good quality of life is. Have I worked for 40 years, so I now have money in the bank, so now I can sit at home and slowly just watch TV and die? Or can I have made a lot of money earlier in my life and then go off and retire early? I think nobody wants to work for someone else, right? Maybe have their own business and that sort of stuff will change the world. But if you can make money and that gives you freedom, and freedom is, hey, I'm going to get out of my country and see other places. I went to loads of places.
I've read surveys done in recent years, and they asked Thai kids 20 years ago what they wanted to be when they grew up, and they wanted to be a doctor or a lawyer or get a job in the public service. But now they want to be a social media influencer or a YouTuber, or it's just like they're their imaginations have been fired up by this sort of this new sort of fake world of social media.
Well, and the attention. I mean, everybody had a dream when they were young. They'd go to a movie and they say, I want to be a Hollywood actor. But then they go to a couple auditions and it's a soul-crushing, ego-crushing experience, and they give that up and they go find another job. Now, if you want to be an actor, it's called an influencer, and you do it yourself and you upload it on YouTube. And there are no gatekeepers anymore. And so anybody who has that dream to be in show business, which everybody does, they can realize it even if they only have an audience of 5 people.
I turned down The Beach because there was this young aspiring kid, Leonardo DiCaprio.
You wanted to give him a break.
I wanted to give him a break, but I told him I could swim, and I would have been perfect for The Beach.
Oh, I agree. I'd watch that. I'd buy a ticket to that.
Didn't he film that after Titanic, or was that before? I think he was.
I think it was. That's a good point.
He might have already been a little bit famous.
Yes, the water was a bit cooler, I think, in the Titanic. Okay, so let's have a talk about your bike ride, because you've been up here a few days. I can't figure out whether you're staying in Phuket or staying here.
Yeah.
Anyway, you're here now, and you've been visiting Steve.
Yeah. Well, for a few hours.
Somehow you've managed to get through that particular experience.
I fed him. That's how everybody spends time with Steve. I got to feed them, or else they leave.
But you're doing a bike ride from Phuket to Bangkok.
Yeah.
On a bike that you bought.
Yesterday, yesterday or the day before. Yeah, no, 2 days ago.
Explain yourself.
It was the only bike they had in the shop that fit me, so I had no choice. Otherwise, I would have got
huge.
Where did you go? Did you go to what, Decathlon or something?
No, just some small shop. We went there on, it must have been Saturday, and everything was closing at noon, and we got there at 1.
So I thought, I'm going to ride from Phuket to Bangkok. I wonder what I'm going to need to do this. I'm going to need some water. I'm going to need some clothes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll need a bike.
Yeah, and I'm going to buy it on the king's birthday.
Yes.
Oh, that's why it all closed down. Yeah, and I don't have any water or clothes either yet.
Yeah, no, he's got one pair of socks. He's got one pair of socks. And finding socks in his...
socks
is huge.
Socks will be fine. I just haven't found socks yet. Or I bought some flip-flops yesterday, but they didn't fit, so I've had to throw them away.
By the way, for those people watching from other countries, flip-flops are thongs, sandals...
Sliders.
Jandals.
Zoris.
Sliders.
I've never heard that. And I've never heard sliders.
Sliders.
Sliders are
that was an
small
Australian
hamburgers.
thing. Sliders.
Sliders are Australian.
Slider's a hamburger in America.
I'm going to be doing a lot of Googling after this.
Fact-checking Steve and Tim.
There's a high-speed train from Bangkok to Hue here.
Definitely not a high-speed train.
The Hua-Hin bullet.
Yeah. It's a bullet train from Bangkok to Hua Hin.
Yeah.
Well, one day. Okay.
I've read a lot about it.
There should be. There should be a bullet train every damn where in the world. Public
I heard that they were going to make it stop 30 times between, as it was like completely pointless.
Every village. Every village.
Yeah.
Sure.
Anyway, so why are you riding from Phuket to Bangkok, given that it's all uphill? I've seen the map.
Well, I didn't know until you told me that, or else I would have probably went the other way. But no, because I'd done a cycle before.
Because it's there.
No, I'd done a cycle before, right? Because, another reason why maybe people come to Thailand is there's a small, little bit of like a celebrity sort of, we're different. We're a bit more different than other people. And maybe not so much in Bangkok, but as soon as I've walked out and walked towards Pattaya, people were stopping and chatting to me and saying hi.
Who's different? We're different.
Farang.
What we? Farang.
As a foreigner, you kind of stand out. And
you stand out because you're 6 foot something or other.
6'3". Yeah, but like people talk to me, and in England, you're more likely to get robbed or like give me your phone. Whereas here, I've walked at 2:00 in the morning. I walked past this car which was modded up. It had blue neon lights. They were playing music. There's all these like Thai like kids, and I walked straight up to there and I had a beer with them. In England, they would have took all my stuff, and I would have crossed the road hours before.
Or you would have avoided them, assuming they might
take
all your stuff. Here, that's not a consideration.
So I like to do different things, and I went from Bangkok to Laos, and that alone, every day, because I'm pretty big, and I had about 12 kilograms on the back, so the back wheel blew every day, and every day, somehow, a new Thai person would come along and pick me up and take me off on a motorbike in the middle of nowhere, and we'd somehow fix these bicycles, because bicycle shops aren't exactly common, right, compared to motorbikes or whatever.
You compared to motorbikes.
So I always thought, as I'm getting older and I can feel each time I turn and step that I'm getting closer to not being able to walk, that I'll do it one more time now. And so I thought, and I need a bike. I just bought an e-scooter and I kind of blew it up. So I want to get a bicycle, and then I can use it while I'm in Bangkok. And my goal is I've got a drone, a 360 camera, is just to create the most interesting, ridiculous type of video that you can expect.
And it will be both of those things.
The funny thing
trust
was,
this guy.
there was a video I watched the other day. It was a guy who said, I've ridden from Bangkok to Phuket, doing the opposite direction. I thought, this will be interesting. And literally, he rode from Bangkok to Phuket, and nothing happened.
Oh, yeah.
I got 15 minutes into the video thinking, oh my God. He's just got the cam on his, and nothing
GoPro.
happened.
Yeah. That's another part of our genre, another creatively bankrupt part of our genre. The walking down the street silently, just
the camera
filming,
going
or
like
the
this.
riding the motorcycle through all 76 provinces, and just have the camera on your head and you drive along and you see the road as it goes by. And I don't know why people think that's postable. I don't know why people watch that stuff. I know you won't produce that. I don't think you would be constitutionally able.
No, I make content that I know I can watch. If I enjoy it, and I binge watch my own stuff all the time, not because I want to see myself. I just cycled across Japan in flip-flops, and just to watch that back, like even now, or maybe in 10 years' time, it's so nice to just to remember it.
The Japanese guy stopped, and he had a tire repair kit in his pocket.
It was so lucky.
Yeah.
We were just about to quit.
Well, but in the UK, I don't know about the UK, certainly in America, the parts of America I've lived in, the guy might have had 100 guys that pass you who have a tire repair kit in their glove box. They won't stop.
Yeah.
They won't-
Especially for a foreigner in Japan, it was quite rare. So we were so lucky that he just, it was either that or just walk for another 30 kilometers, and it was a big day.
So have you got any ideas of what you might be looking, like things that you're planning to happen, places you're going, that you're going to be talking about, or you're just going to let it happen?
With all my videos, I figured that out in the edit. I don't even know where I'm staying tomorrow. I'm just going to see if I can do 100 kilometers and then see if there's an Airbnb.
Are you going from here up to Ranong and across to Surat Thani, or are you going over to Phang Nga?
I'm cutting to whatever the
other side.
the eastern border,
the
and then you just go all the way up
seacoast.
towards.
I think that's the best, because on this side of the peninsula it's monsoon. Look out the window.
Yeah.
You're starting in the middle, middle. Are we in the middle yet? Anyway,
approaching the middle.
It's raining and blowing a lot.
Personally,
I think getting over the hump as soon as you
I'd rather cycle in the rain than in the heat, because other YouTubers have done it when it's 35, 36 degrees, feels like 42. The heat is the hardest part of my journey, because it's every day, as a ginger as well, but just in general. I'm 12 hours outside every day. And
mind you, we should mention that for people who drive or ride or walk from Bangkok to Phuket, if you do cut inland across to the west coast from Chumpon, and then come down through Ranong and through Tham Luang and Khao Lak, it's very, very scenic and very beautiful. And the roads are excellent.
Yeah.
But the monsoon, on the other coast you don't have the same monsoon, so you get better weather once you get past Surat Thani for sure.
Yeah. I didn't realize it was a monsoon. I just assumed it was raining. So we'll figure that out when we get there.
What do you
He
think?
doesn't watch my channel, obviously. I talk about the monsoon.
It doesn't.
all the time.
In Bangkok, it kind of rains, but you're still sat there with the aircon on, and you're just kind of like, oh, it's raining again. And by the time you woke up, it's sort of stopped.
You mentioned being a ginger and fighting the sun.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen it. Bo Miles lost his sun hat when he was kayaking in South Africa.
Yeah.
And it was like losing a pet.
Yeah, he nearly cried, right?
Yes,
He was really
and he
upset.
talked about it for the next 3 videos.
Yeah.
And then, this is my new hat. My mom bought
Hat
it
like
for
this?
me, but not. No, it was one that had flaps that came down and covered it, because he's a ginger in the
Because he's
sun.
had it for so long.
Yeah, and he wore it and wore it and wore it in like 60 videos, and then he tried to spin a kayak offshore in South Africa, and the hat washed off, and he lost it. And literally, it was like losing a pet. The guy got really emotional. The tools that serve us, the tools that we use, and they keep us safe, we get attached to those tools. That's my philosophy for the day.
Wow.
Thank you for watching. It's been a pleasure. Please tune in next week.
Subscribe and like the channel.
Like, subscribe, share.
So, okay, you're riding. You're going to get to Bangkok. How many days are you doing it over? Like bang, 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 or are you going to drag it out?
I already missed my wife, so I want to get back as quickly as I can.
I was going to say, what's the wife doing? She's not following you.
I dropped her off at the airport this morning, and then I just got a 1,000 baht taxi just to get here.
From the airport to here.
This is expensive, isn't it?
Sure.
So yeah, I'll get up and I will try to do 100 kilometers tomorrow, because obviously I'm not a cycler and I haven't done any training. I've been vaping for 6 months, and my lung capacity is now about 10% as what it used to be. And I hyperextended my knee about 6 months ago, so I can barely walk.
Sure, as one does.
Sure.
Yeah. So his first thought on this injury was, I think I'll get on a bicycle and I'll ride to Bangkok in the monsoon.
End of the day, things hurt, but you can't moan about it, right? Every time I take one more step.
You can moan about it. That's,
he's made a career. He's made a career out of moaning.
Whinge about anything.
Yeah.
What gets me through these difficult times is I've made myself do it. No one's forcing me to do it. There's people outside working for 24 hours a day and stuff. There's not that I can complain. And every time I take one step or one cycle of the pedal, it's just another thing closer to my home. So for me, it's fine. It's just get it done. If I fall off, I'll crawl back. I don't care. Nothing will stop me because I'm an idiot.
Do you have any specific destinations you're going to stop off on the way?
Yeah, I want to make sure that I get a good video, so I'll just look on Google and see if there's any when they have like some things with reviews, and then that's a nice viewpoint. But I got the drones, everything looks pretty good.
I'll give you a few, because I did the trip from Kanchanaburi down to
Oh, that's
Phuket.
brilliant. Yeah.
And
not on a bicycle.
I walked it. Yeah.
In a Mercedes 1993 W123.
That's probably much better.
But I suffered because the air conditioning wasn't working.
Oh no!
I know.
Yes,
Bloody hot,
BMWs.
too.
Yeah. You have to fill up that tank of petrol every time,
So I did find there are a couple of very nice beaches along the way that I can highly recommend.
Well, because I have to effectively book an Airbnb, and then I got to get to that, and hopefully it's already got automatic check-in or whatever, so I can just pick up the key.
By the way, what do you think of the current Airbnb you're staying in?
I'd say it's probably the best Airbnb I've ever stayed in my life, and I've been in hundreds of them. So
he picked that up
I highly appreciate it, and definitely if you're going to come down to this end, if you want to have a nice chill beach, different relaxed atmosphere, then look at Tim's places that you've got, because it's.
It's of course it was. Of course it was. I forgot.
And he's not paid me to say that. It really is nice.
And what's the website? 5-Star Marine? What's the website? Where
That's
do they
my
go to look for
sponsor.
it?
Don't mention them.
Oh, sorry.
There's a link in the description below. So now I'm sort of a bit distracted. Are you going to be raising money during your trip, or you don't have anything planned there, or just might happen organically as well?
I've never ever asked anybody to subscribe. I've never asked anyone for money. It's more about I'm raising awareness of things, and there's links in the descriptions if you want to donate. But the goal is to just watch the video, enjoy it, and wait for the next one. I don't care about anything else.
And the channel is Walker, WALK 4R.
Yeah, easy.
I'm looking forward to this video.
Walk 4R.
Walk 4R.
Doesn't work. No, it doesn't work.
But I now own the domain name. I don't know. I bought it the other day for $3. I have no idea what to do with it. But walker.com if you want to see a blank holding page.
Yeah, people don't do websites much.
No, I don't think
do
so.
they?
I think
you don't need them.
I think everything's dying, right? Photos are dying. Everything
Facebook
is
page
video.
is free. So.
Yeah, writing is dying. Nobody buys books. I have books for sale on Amazon.
Yeah.
This got dark.
Especially if you keep forcing them to read it.
Yeah. Well, I don't force anybody to read it.
I'm gonna show them my book on Amazon.
You have a book on Amazon?
Yeah, it's called How I Made $65,000 with Selling One Book, and it's $65,000 to buy, admittedly. And
I see.
I just need one person to buy it, and I'm golden.
A foolproof plan. Yeah, I can't find any holes in it. I can't follow your logic.
I've got the title of my book. It's called Life at 50 kilometers an hour, which is about as fast as I go on a motorbike. Mm-hmm. And it's going to start off. Are you ready? Mm-hmm. The first line. It was a dark and stormy night.
Ooh.
I just think there is so much going for this.
Mm-hmm. Bulwer-lit.
There'll be a lot of photos.
Yeah. Very wide margins, big font, a lot of kerning.
Yep.
Okay. My books are real
All right.
books. They're available on Amazon. Steve Rosse with an E, R-O-S-S-E.
So just, you got a few questions there in Norel's notebook.
We have asked all of the questions. The first question, why do this in the monsoon?
Yeah, what?
He had no idea it was the monsoon. And the rest, how much prep did you do for this? None.
Yeah.
How will you eat? How will you sleep? He'll wing it.
Yeah.
And what are you going to do in case of emergencies or accidents? He told me he's got a picture of his wife in his wallet that says wife and her phone number.
There you go.
And that's his insurance.
Yeah.
That's his.
That's not to chat her up. I mean, that's just to tell her I'm dead. And then
Just call her up and tell her
Yeah.
I'm dead.
By the way, here's the PIN number for the bank account.
yeah.
Just in case. It's up on the refrigerator here, just in case. Okay, so all we can say is from the grumpy old men to the not so grumpy and not yet old man, good luck with the trip.
Oh, hell yeah.
Thank
And we do wish you the best. We will be watching for, I don't know, is there going to be daily updates on any social media, or going to be live on YouTube?
Gonna
Or
wait for the finished
I'll
video.
put it out. No, I'll do a 10-minute video 3 times in a couple of weeks. Once I've also got to get back, and then it's going to take me at least a week to edit it.
Oh, no. When you're on your way, when you stop off along the way, you got to edit all night and then publish it.
Yeah, nah. I want to do it where I can give my full attention and give the best possible video for people.
Now,
to
people
watch.
will be asking, what sort of, how do you shoot your video? Do you have a head cam thing, or what do you
No,
use?
my iPhone. You just got me. I don't even have an adapter, so I'm gonna have to hold the iPhone. When I did the turbo speedboat, we were doing 168 kilometers an hour, and I just had my phone in my hand and a piece of string as the only protection. And the Thais were quite impressed that I could hold a phone at that.
What, the string attached to the iPhone?
No, the string was attached to my hand. I was just trying to stay into the boat, and then this was trying to
right.
film.
Yeah,
to
keep
film
him
it.
on the boat.
Right.
That was.
They
that
have
was
no
really
gunnels,
bad.
these boats.
So why did you do that? You're just trying to cash in on Chad's success?
No, just because it looked cool.
And it does. It's a
very,
terrific.
very
It's
cool.
a
Yeah.
terrific video.
Yeah.
It's
Imagine, Steve, the fishing boats out here doing 160 kilometres an hour.
Yeah.
me and some chai pocket.
The boats out here with their engines, they probably do, a good 10.
Yeah, they're sufficient to the use. Yeah.
Yeah.
These boats, they were putting in like jet fuel. They're pumping in blue jet fuel, and they didn't ask us for any money, and I didn't want to help promote it because it's not really a foreigner thing. But it just looked interesting, and it's different, and I like to do that.
Where do they do it? It's somewhere near Bangkok,
It's
obviously.
near the airport. Yeah, so you can't.
Ah.
I was wanted to fly a drone, but there's no fly zone area there. So yeah, it's called Cobra Canal, but it's not something that I got people
Cobra Canal.
messaging me in the comments, and I'm like, it's not a tourist thing. As soon as we get 1,000 tourists going there, you're going to ruin it. Don't go there. Just watch other people do it, or the 3 YouTubers that have ever done it. But I mean, do what you want. Who cares, right? It's not my
Yeah, do what you want. Okay, so what do you edit on? Because people ask these questions. People ask me all the time.
Yeah, well, I've been learning Premiere Pro, and the key is to just try one new trick or one new editing technique in each video.
Well, I think you've used about 99% of the effects so far.
I can now make myself small. I can fly. I can do. Now it's my only limit is my creativity, so I can do what I want. I just looked at your little model thing in your shop back up there, and I said
Boontongs. He looked at boontongs.
I can actually film us and put us in the actual bar, walking around, interacting with things, and it's pretty easy actually to do.
I want to see Steve chatting up Barbie. There's a few Barbies in
Probably
there.
can.
There's about
But just if you're thinking about doing it yourself, get CapCut. It's completely free. You can play around with it. There's loads of tutorials online. Just get something, film it, and upload it. Just try to be different. Do it in a different way.
Please try to be
Please
different.
be different.
What makes the best pictures in the world is the perspective. It's things that no one's ever seen before. It's not about seeing the same thing over and over again. So
Don't do the Thai news because
Yeah.
I don't want the competition.
change the perspective. Give your own thoughts on it, and it doesn't have to be very good. YouTube definitely is not about quality of content. It's about the consistency
sometimes
of it.
it is.
It is if you make it, but the key is to be consistent and to make sure that it's more like a Netflix series where you like episode A, you're going to watch episode B, right? The difficulty I have with my channel is every video is completely different.
Yes,
So-
they are.
I have to make sure that I'm kind of the common link, and the jokes are, which it is true. But like I was telling you before, I I hate filming myself. I can't do what the Robs and the just walk along filming. I have to narrate over the top where I'm comfortable, and I can get a little bit drunk and just talk to myself at night and make it a better video, because I just can't do it. I feel like an idiot walking around holding my camera up saying, hey guys, I'm just going to eat some food, and how
Walk and talk.
I was so shocked that this culture is different than mine. It's like,
I never expected this.
yeah, the generic things, but it works because that's probably what YouTube picks it up on. But don't go too far in quality of content. You don't need all the latest cameras. You don't need to hire a video editor and thumbnail specialist. You just need to put something up, set the bar low, and let your audience grow as you develop.
That's what I do. I set the bar low.
Me too.
And I try and go lower every day.
There is such a thing as a thumbnail specialist.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yes.
when I went to the
Oh, it's a science.
the man that rescued dogs just got visited by the Mr. Beast philanthropy channel, and so they kind of got talking with my friend who works there, and even his philanthropy channel, they spend $20,000 on a thumbnail. I said I'd do it for 50 quid, $20,000 for a thumbnail on the smaller channel of the Mr. Beast one. So who knows what his main channel is? They have like rooms of 1,000 people where they all just vote on which thumbnail. Is it the blue t-shirt, the white t-shirt?
I spend a third of my production time doing the thumbnail.
Thumbnail and
so important.
thumbnail and title is everything, because
Yes.
you can put up the same piece of content twice.
Taking notes, Steve.
You'll
I
get different
should.
results.
I don't put any effort into the thumbnail. And
Think of you say never judge a book by a cover, but how else do you judge a book, right? And it's the cover that gets you in there, or a celebrity that's sort of kind of pushing it. So the thumbnail and title is what every single person will click on. If that's bad, they have to watch the content to decide if it's good or not. So make sure. Just imagine you got a blank piece of paper in front of you, and you can put anything you like on it. Once you've figured out what you think people would click on, then go and make the video, and you'll find it's way more successful than than what other people do.
So there you are, some free YouTube advice as well. So don't subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to WALK number 4 letter R. Did I get that right?
Perfect.
That's on this
it's perfect.
side.
You can, if you want, you can even stick it in the title, but we can talk
Oh
about it.
yeah, okay. So thanks for the advice. So you better click
I'll
on
get
it.
you a
here's the
t-shirt.
thumbnail.
And thank you. Good luck with the trip.
Yeah.
No, I highly appreciate you guys letting me come down. And again, thank you to you personally. You got me and my wife through COVID, just giving us something to watch, which I know we can't mention maybe the name of it.
No, we can. I bought a cup from Tiger, so
Okay.
no problem.
You
They
kept
paid me out. I don't care anymore.
you kept me and my wife completely sane for years. And as soon as you left, we were like, I don't think we've watched it since. So, thank you very much for that, man.
My pleasure. My pleasure. And that sort of goes against the 99 complaints I got during COVID. Oh, he hates your coverage. It was awful. And
Who cares? You probably got tens of thousands of people saying it was brilliant. So never complain about the one comment that you get,
I was just very lucky to be employed during COVID, so I was one of the lucky ones for sure. Steve, good to see you.
Yo, sup?
And what did you say?
Yo, sup?
God.
It's like g'day, but American.
Yeah, I didn't
Yo,
understand.
sup?
Good luck with and please leave the house in good order tonight.
Yeah, you won't even know I've been there.
We will be checking.
I'm
out
a
in the
good
morning.
guest.
You're starting what time in the morning?
5 o'clock.
Yeah, I won't be saying goodbye, but just leave the key on the table. Thanks.
I
Okay,
will.
just on
I'm
the
up
table.
at
So you
4.
got
I'll
another
be
key,
there
I
to
guess.
see you
Okay.
off. I'm up at 4. I'm going to film you leaving on beginning.
Well, we can fake that now. It's YouTube.
So your first day, you're going to ride. You could sort of have to meander back.
I don't know which way I'm going. Yeah, I guess it's that way.
You have to sort of go to we have to sort of go back to Cockloy and then start
Yeah.
to head across to Suratani.
Yes. That's
Steve will
the
draw you a map.
Nah, I'll be all right. I'll just keep the sea on me left for a bit, and then eventually the sea on me right, and then Bangkok will appear.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
yes.
it always comes right in
Just
the end.
follow your
right?
nose.
Yeah.
Okay, good to see you guys. Great to meet you, Chris,
Thank
in
you.
person.
Thank you.
And we look forward to not only checking this particular video, but all the ones coming up in the future. And we'll eventually see Steve back on the camera when he's
September.
got over his ordeal, the current situation.
Just a vacation, just a break.
There you go. And we do appreciate you watching this sort of special edition of Grumpy Old Men. Will there be some future third guests on Grumpy Old Men? That is a question we're going to have to ask in the future, because I can tell you, Steve and I have no idea.
This worked. I think this worked.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hey, if I get 3 subscribers, I'll come back.
There you go. Yeah, he'll bicycle back. Every single time. He'll come back every
probably
week
walk.
on the bicycle.
Okay, but he's not grumpy and he's not old.
He's not grumpy. We got to work on your grump.
I'm getting older and I can complain about
You
something.
can grump.
All right. Thanks for watching. And
for watching.
I
Have a
suppose
great
I
day.
should say, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, Tim. Bye.